So last night was like Christmas in July. I got a massive semi-truck from UPS Freight pulled up and dropped off all my stuff from LMC, including this beautiful brand new grill. Yeah, I know it doesn't have a bow tie in the center, and that kind of is a bummer, but man, what an improvement over this crusty black pile of crap over here. Thing was flopping all over the place, all cracked and dry rotted. Brand spanking new. That's a good $50 there to spend if you've got a shitty grill, just to update that whole deal. But wait, there's more. Got my sound deadener for my carpet. Got my new door panels and window rollers in. How nice are those? Just really makes the dash pop. Brings it all together. Once I vinyl paint the vent, kick panel vents and all that, and get the carpet in and everything, that'll really, bring it all together. Of course, I got my black velour seat cover, which I'm going to do, but I'm not going to do it yet, and the reason why is because to pull the seat out to recover it would be an excellent opportunity for me while I have the seat out to be able to lay on the floor in here comfortably to rewire my new Marshall C2 Blue Line gauges, which are the same gauges I put in my Pontiac. They're a little pricey, but they ain't odometer pricey, I'll tell you that. I also sprung for a GPS sending unit because the transmission on this truck is off an older model, and the Hall effect sender connector that's on it is just, quite frankly, weird. It's just one spade connector, and it just like it's, I don't know, I'm used to 3 wires coming off a Hall effect sender, and this one only had this one spade connector, and it just was weird. So I said, you know what, for $38, let me go state of the art. I'm upgrading everything else. Let me put the GPS sending unit. It'll stick right there on the dash, and whammo, done deal. I don't have to have less wires to have to run or have dangling under the truck. I'm kind of shocked that nobody makes like a plug to fit on the factory harness here that would adapt that old style harness and have new wires coming out of it with spade plugs to plug in the new gauges. Nobody's done that. It's interesting. I mean, yeah, there's wire harnesses from like Painless for $132 no less. I mean, what the hell's that about? I mean, listen, Painless makes nice stuff, but it's wire, dude. It's wire. It's not even like a full harness with a fuse panel. They want $132 just for wires and some spade connectors. I went on Amazon, got a 1,000-foot set. It's 10 100-foot rolls of 18 gauge wire in 10 different colors. There's exactly 10 wires on that harness that need to be accounted for. It's $37 shipped, and I'll have tons of wire left over to wire other stuff. So, bam, done. I've got spade connectors. I can get a whole box of assorteds from friggin' Harbor Freight for $5. So, there's that deal. I am going to have to butcher the factory bezel to put the new gauges in, but it'll look fantastic when it's done. And I'll have proper analog-looking electro gauges. I was going to do the Teletronics digitals, but I don't know, man. Like, you still have to use the factory the old bezel, and this thing's all dry rotted, and the bolt holes were starting to crack on it, and it was $50 just for the clear lens to go over, because mine's all fogged and everything. I don't know if you can see it in there. It's all fogged and hazy and junk. I'm like, and then you still gotta wire it all in weird. I'm like, you know what? Why not just ixnay all that, make the holes in that bigger, put brand new silver rimmed, beautiful LED gauges, they're analog with LED lighting and backlit and everything. Put those suckers in there and be done with it for maybe $100 more, and I got a really nice setup. Because gauges, when it comes to the interior, like, I know that the outside of the truck's gonna look ratty, but the interior is where you're spending your time, man. I want it to be a very nice and pleasant atmosphere. I want the interior nice, man. I want it to be a nice place to spend time. I'm gonna put air conditioning in this truck and all that crap. So gauges are something that you're constantly looking at. It's like your steering wheel and stuff. Things that you have constant contact with. That's why I want to do the column eventually, because this is like loose and shitty. I mean, it's all right. I mean, it works, but I want everything tight. I want everything in here, a pleasant environment. I did new visors. These were a pain in the ass. That's a pain in the ass to slip that thing over the original. It's still not all the way down, and I still got to do the other one. What a super bitch those were. $50 just for those visors, but the other ones were so dry rotted and cracked they had to go. Now here's the real magic back here. Here's my brand new steps, brand new fender. How about that action? Brand new chains. I don't know what this deal is about. I have to go online and see how they want that mounted, but I think this is the appropriate length here. If I just put a little, get a little, doodad to connect this to here with a I forget what that thing is. It's like a link, but it's got a slider on it. that would make the tailgate sit just perfect. But brand new things, I'm going to get the clear, cover to go over them. I did a little work on my wiring here to kind of clean up the wiring from the tail lights here, get my grounds reconnected, and then I'm going to wire those in. I want to figure out how I'm going to do the factory plug here without butchering that, and tap all that in. I do eventually need to get new lenses for these, but that's not an emergency right now. Yeah, man. It's finally starting to take shape here. Another bed step there. They were both just, crappy and rotted, so it didn't make sense to dick around with them. The stance is pretty much where I want it. Like, truck's really, this is the first time now where I can stand back and look at the truck, and the truck is complete body-wise, and everything kind of looks the way I wanted it to look. This is the vision I had in my head of this truck right here. I didn't want to spend any more money on cosmetic stuff at this point, and I don't consider gauges to be cosmetic. They're kind of integral to performance. You have to know what your engine's doing, and if you don't have good and accurate gauges, then what are you doing? So although that's $500, I didn't really want to spend just this second, but is what it is. So once those are in, that should complete the roundhouse of supporting stuff I need to put the LS motor in this truck. Tomorrow, hopefully, I get the plate for this, and that should, I'm hoping, give this truck the drivability that it just does not have right now. That Quadrajet is shit. So once I swap that out, if I can get this truck running, strong, solid, strong, reliable with the 350 it's in, and I can just start driving it now. I'll go get it registered and everything. I'll start driving it at night because it's too damn hot and humid during the day with no air conditioning, and start sourcing out my LS stuff. But that's where I am today, guys. All right, bye.